France and Wales have both released their teams for their Six Nations match this weekend. In this video, we're going to be doing a bit of a preview, going over how we think both teams might play, doing a bit of a prediction, and doing a bit of a combined XV between both teams. How many players do we think could make a combined team between both teams? And I think it's going to be quite shocking, honestly. But before we get into it, guys, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We're nearly at 1,000 subscribers. I've been so surprised with all the support, and I really appreciate it. I love talking rugby with you guys. I love all the comments, so please keep it up. And if you guys do agree with anything, disagree with anything, let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. I've really been enjoying this whole process. But let's get right into it. France versus Wales. Back in the day, this would have been a really close game, a really big game. But the last 5 meetings for these teams, France have won all 5. The average points scored was 35 for France and 18 for Wales in their last 5 meetings. Wales have lost 4 of their last 5 games, beating only Japan by 1 point. That is shocking for Wales recently. That is honestly shocking. France have won their last 3 games in a row, winning 3 out of their last 5, losing only to the All Blacks and the South Africa last year and the Springboks. So France have been on a bit of a win streak recently. They're really trending at the right time, and I think going into this game, it couldn't have come at a worse time for Wales. The last time France and Wales met, France won 43-0 in the Stade de France in Paris. Obviously, this week they are playing in Cardiff. I don't know how much of a difference that will make, but I guess I'll have to give the predictions at the end. France led for 70 minutes against Ireland. They had 13 22-meter entries and scored an average of 2.7 points per entry. That is very good. That is a very good conversion rate. Whereas Wales led for only 0 minutes against England, which is horrible, had 4 22-meter entries and had an average of 1.7 points per entry. I mean, the points per entry is okay, but 4 22-meter entries is just unacceptable for this Welsh team. I think they really have to step it up, especially with their intent and their non-coachable stuff. Like, there was guys just not giving too much effort, and it just felt like they gave up earlier on in the game. And I think Wales this week have to have a much better mindset going into the game against France. Otherwise, it could get really ugly. This just shows how ruthless the France team is, especially when given the opportunity, they will take it. And I think this weekend against Wales, they might just get a few opportunities. Some key areas where Wales will look to improve going into this week will be the set piece battle, the territory battle, and of course their overall discipline. Wales had a scrum win percentage of 75% last week against England and a line-out percentage win of 76%. Like, to some non-rugby fans, this might seem high, but anything under 90% for scrums and 85% for line-outs is generally really poor. Especially at international level. With regards to the discipline, Wales conceded 16 penalties and gave away 4 yellow cards. This is a no-brainer that fixing these things will have a massive impact on the game and could keep them in the game much longer going this week into France. As a comparison, France had a 100% scrum win rate and a 100% line-out win rate, which is phenomenal. They had 15 line-outs, so 100% of those were won. They only conceded 4 penalties, so 16 penalties versus 4 yellow cards versus 0. If that was to happen this weekend again, that could be a huge score for France. And I think if Wales can get their discipline right and just get some of their set piece a bit more consistent and better, it could be a much different game. Obviously, I personally don't think Wales are going to win. I don't think they have a chance of winning. But on the day, anything can happen. And I think fixing these things is where the team can start from the ground up fundamentally to just look better and to start getting better. If Wales don't show up this week with any intent or any sort of self-belief, then I think it's going to be a very long day in the office for them. And France will try to play from anywhere. They'll take their chances, and I think Wales have to try play and take their chances as well. If they have to play outside of their comfort zone if they want to have any chance of having a good game or a respectable score this week. But I mean, looking at the team selections, France have gone for Jean-Baptiste Gros, Julien Marchand, Dorian Aldegheri, Charles Olivon, Michael Gaillard, Francois Cross, Oscar Giroux, Anthony Gelange, Antoine Dupont, Mathieu Jalibert, Louis Bielbarri, Fabien Braubory, Emilian Galeton, Theo Atesogbe, and Thomas Ramos as their starting lineup. So only a few changes there, and they bring in a centre combination that have been playing together the whole year, so they don't really lose that much strength at all. Replacements have gone for Maxime Lamotte, Rodrigue Netti, Regis Montan, Thibaut Flamé comes back into the squad, Emmanuel Miaofu, Lenny Nushi, Baptiste Serene gets another opportunity, and Noah Nene, the guy playing Pro D2 a year ago. So I'm really excited about Noah Nene and Baptiste Serene. I've said it so many times on this channel, he's going to make such a big impact, especially if given more game time. I think I'd really like to see Baptiste Serene get some more opportunities this week, because I think if given the right opportunities, the way he just looks like he wants to play rugby again, the way he looks excited to be in the team, I think he's going to be a phenomenal impact off the bench. Now, looking at Wales, they've released their team. They've gone for Rice Carey, who had a pretty solid game last week. I think he was actually quite impressive. He's massive as well. Dowie Lake at number 2, Thomas Francis number 3, Daffy Jenkins, Adam Beard, Aaron Wainwright, Alex Mann, and Ollie Cracknell. Honestly, that's not a bad forward pack. That's actually quite a physical forward pack, but they have to pitch up. Discipline's got to be much better, and set piece time, I don't know how you fix your set piece like that in a week. It's very difficult. You can't just say they need to fix their set piece and they got to do it. They actually have to fix fundamental things in their set piece for it to get better. So I think things like lifting speed, speed on the ground at line out time, accurate throws, scrum dominance, rather holding a scrum instead of trying to get dominance. There's a lot of factors that play into those set pieces. But I think in a week they're not going to fix it, but it could definitely be better if they all show up with intent. Number 9, Thomas Williams. Number 10, Dan Edwards. Number 11, Josh Adams. Joe Hawkins and Eddie James, the 2 Scarlet players, make up the centres. Ellis Mee at number 14 and Louis Rizam at 15. I mean, it's a respectable Welsh team. I think looking at the team, they really underperformed how good the players are last week, which is really weird to see. They're going to try get some front foot dominance this week. It's going to be very difficult against a France team that's charged up after a huge performance after beating Ireland last week. On the bench, they've gone for Ryan Elias, Nicky Smith, Archie Griffin, Ben Carter, Tane Plumtree, Kieran Hardy, Jared Evans, and Mason Grady. It's good to see Mason Grady back. I really like him as a player, and I think Tane Plumtree made a good impact off the bench last week. Obviously, I think France has a much stronger team, and if I had to do a combined team, it would probably be, let's have a look here. For me, Jean-Baptiste Gros. At number 2, I'm going to give it to Julien Marchand, Dorian Aldegheri at number 3, Charles Olivan at 4, Mikel Gillard at 5, Francois Cross at number 6, number 7, I'm going to have to still go for Oscar Giroud. Number 8, Anthony Gelange. Number 9, Antoine Dupont. See, Thomas Williams is probably one of the better guys in the team for Wales, but Antoine Dupont is definitely the guy having a combined team. Number 10, Mathieu Jalibert. Number 11, Louis Bielbarri. Number 12 and number 13, I'll go with the power centres, Fabien Brau-Bory and Emilien Galeton. Number 14, I will just put Louis Rizam there. I thought he was quite okay last week. Just to give Wales one player in the starting lineup, I'll move Louis Rizam to the wing and put him above Theo Atesogbe. But the way he's been playing and the way I think he will play it, it's not going to be for long. Number 15, Thomas Ramos, no-brainer. Now looking at the bench, if I was to choose a combined team, I would probably go for Maxime Lamotte, Rodrigue Netti, Reggie Montan, Thibaut Flamé, Emmanuel Miaufu. Number 21, I'll go Tane Plumtree to give them one. Number 22, Baptiste Seren. And number 23, just because I haven't seen too much of Noah Nene, I'll go for Mason Grady. So, I mean, 2 or 3 players from Wales in a combined team just shows where the strength of power is, where the balance of power is. It's with France. On paper, France is better. Statistically, France has been better. On a streak, France is on a much better winning streak. Wales have only won 1 of their last 5 games. France are really trending up at the right time. They absolutely dominated Ireland last week. There was even comments that some of the people said they even forgot they were playing against Ireland. They were just in a flow state, playing extremely good rugby. And I think it's going to be a very long day in the office for Wales, especially if they don't pitch up. I mean, the non-coachable things, chasing back hard, trying to tackle with intent. Set piece is a coachable thing. That's not something that's uncoachable, but chasing a kick, chasing back on defense, making sure you fold quickly at the breakdown, hitting the rucks hard, trying to slow their ball down, tackling harder. Those are things Wales can really fix going into this game, but will they? I'm not sure. Last week it almost felt like Wales gave up early into the game, and it was weird because Wales, when I think of Wales as a South African fan over the last few years, I think powerful, guys that don't give up. They're going to be tough to beat. They're just going to be so gritty, and they're going to really beat you up. But this Wales team right now needs to get that identity back, or find their identity. If their identity is not to play a typical Welsh style of rugby, if they more of a Scotland or Irish style of play that they can chuck the ball around, they need to find it, and they need to find out. So I think going through the next few games in the Six Nations, they need to go out of their comfort zone. They need to throw the ball around a bit. They shouldn't just be trying to play the aerial game and try win games like that. They need to find what style suits them. Because for France, they're going to play from anywhere on the park. They're going to take any opportunity. They're going to take scraps on their own 5-meter line. They're in their own try line. They're going to try cross kicks. They're going to try play from anywhere. They are going to try put 100 points on Wales. Wales either have a choice. Do they allow it, or do they actually step up and try play this game with a respectable way? Because I think, honestly, my prediction is that I think France by 30 plus points. I honestly believe France is going to win by 30 plus points, but I think Wales can really pitch up and change some things. It starts with discipline. If they give away 16 penalties, France could be scoring 7 tries of those 16 penalties. The way Jalibert can kick for poles and for the line, that could be 30 points right there. Yellow cards. 4 yellow cards, that could be an extra 4 tries for France in that period of play, because Wales, this team is so new, they don't even know how to play together when they have a yellow card. It's unfortunate, but it's true. If their discipline is shocking like last week, France will capitalize. If they give away a lot of penalties, they will capitalize. If they lose their scrums and lineouts, France will capitalize. If France were to win the ball off Wales put in or get penalties, they'll kick for the corner, they'll try and maul over. If they get a turnover at the scrum, they're going to play from there. They're really good on their counter-attack as well. So any lineout that's been overthrown or lost, France really love that type of rugby. They're going to capitalize. They're going to really want that type of ball. So I think Wales have a lot of things to work on. Not just coachable things, uncoachable things as well. And I think France right now is trending up and probably the strongest team in the Six Nations. So my prediction is France by more than 30 points. I really hope to see Wales step up. They've actually not got a bad team if you look at the players. So they've actually got a very respectable team, and I think this is the right team for them to go forward. I'm glad they put a Scarlet centre combination there, because keeping a centre combination together does help, but these players need to find out what style of rugby they play, what style of rugby they want to play, and how to not just win games, how to get success in different areas of the field. I don't think this Wales team have even figured out what is their best exit strategies, what is their best box kicking strategies. Is it better if they do it after 1 or 2 phases, or do they rather want to try play a bit more rugby and find out how their attack actually is, rather than one kick for every 2.7 passes or something they had last week? Whereas France, it's like 1 kick for every 4 passes, which means France are actually trying to play rugby. Wales aren't trying to. But I think Wales need to figure out what style they need to be playing, or what style suits this team, before they should be going back to those boring tactics of trying to kick the ball every 2 passes and stuff like that. So that's just my rant a little bit about Welsh rugby, and I think they have a much better team than people actually give them credit for right now. I think the players just aren't really pitching up the way they should. I think if the players can just get into that mindset of, okay, no, we can actually go win this game, or let's go dominate these guys, even if we don't win the game. But right now they're just sitting back, letting teams run at them, letting teams run over them, giving away silly penalties. And I think if they can change that, it could be a really good fundamental change for this team. But I think Wales are really good right now. I mean, France are really good right now. As I said, their set piece is really good. Open play, they're really good. Every single player in this team knows the system. They know how to play together. Every single player in this team is a baller. They've got 2 locks right now that are literally like loose forwards, which is a bit of a cheat code, I've been saying. They lost both their centres from last week, who are both young. I think 25 Euro Mofana or something like that, or 23 and 22 for Deporter, replaced now by these other young centres from PAL. And they've just not lost any strength. And they have guys on the bench like a Baptiste Serene or a Noah Nene, which could absolutely tear the house down. So I'm really excited for this game. I don't think this game's been talked about enough, but I think it's going to be an awesome game. I will be doing a full-time review and player ratings for both teams, and I hope it's going to be a good game. I hope it's going to be a close one. But my prediction is France by 30 plus. But if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.